Morning. How are you?
Uh-huh. There we go. Good morning.
Good morning. You look very nice.
Oh, you too.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you?
Well, we're going to have a good day.
Thank you for all the last minute tweaks, and resends. I just tried the link in the email that you
Mhm.
sent and I got an error message, but maybe it's because I don't know. I was accessing it differently.
Really?
Yeah. So the
What?
email that you said sent to us to send to others
Hmm.
if they call, I clicked on the join and I got an error. And I'm hoping it's just my computer. But to get in now, I went to my original calendar, what you sent, the invite.
Okay. Well, everybody that's registered got the WebEx invite, so
Hooray. Yeah, we're
um,
good.
hopefully that works.
Yay.
Since minimal ones opened, still just 17 have opened the reminder that was sent through MailChimp.
Yeah, so it might be a small group, and that's fine too. But yeah, thank you. Hey, Lori. Well, I thought I'd get on early as usual. So, shall we try the videos and the PowerPoint just to pull up real quick? Would that be
Sure,
okay?
that sounds good.
Great.
I know Vishnu was trying to get to David early this morning as well. So
Great.
once they get set up, they should be logging in to test it.
Okay, wonderful. Let me share screen to make sure everything works. I have not embedded the videos. I found it easier. Um, let's see. I'm going to go from the beginning.
Oh, that's so nice. You put up the same tag from the newsletter.
Yeah, hope you don't mind.
Oh, woohoo! We have branding going on.
I tried.
Awesome. Very
You
nice.
can see it okay? All right, great.
It looks
Okay.
great.
Okay, wonderful. So let me take that off and now let me try the videos that I've pulled up, hopefully.
All right.
Whoops.
Sometimes you may need to cancel the share and then reshare.
Yeah, so let me go back to you. I'm still sharing. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Yeah, let me try again. And then share again. And I have to optimize. Yeah, so good. I'm glad we're doing this now. Optimize for video. And now I have to find Google Chrome's where they sit. Okay, so the first one is can you see the video?
I can see a black
A black
box
screen.
right
Yeah.
now. Hmm.
Okay, let me just try the sound with you and then I'll make it full screen. But
Perfect.
how was that sound?
Perfect.
Okay, great. Let me just make full screen. So you can see full screen?
Yes.
Okay, lovely. All right, let me try the second one.
So what
And
I have found, Emily,
yes.
for sharing videos is if you have them layered in the order that you're going to share them. So when you go here, the first one's up, and then if you after you stop sharing it, exit out, the next one will be ready for you when you come back to it. I don't know how your sequence is playing out, but um,
Yeah, how do I do that? Well, I have them layered across the top.
mhm. So you can erase the Cisco WebEx. That's one layer you don't even need
Oh
to
yeah,
deal with anymore.
correct. Thank you. Yep.
So then what
Yeah.
order are you planning to share the videos that you have here?
Yeah, they are lined up across the top in as you said. The first one I just pulled up, the second
Okay.
one then is CNN, and the third one is the yoga. If we have time for it, exercise. Yeah.
So then it looks like right now they're layered the way you would want
Okay,
them. So it's
great. So do I have to stop? Let me just try, see if I have to stop sharing or can I just go to this one?
you can go to the next one. You should.
I can. Can you see
Yeah.
that next
Yep.
one?
I can.
Okay, shall we try the sound for
Of
this one?
course.
Okay,
Let's try
great.
it.
All right.
Really is the best medicine.
Sounds
This
good.
week's Staying Well
Does it?
looks at
Okay, great. And how about the next one?
There are 4 steps to
Oh,
laughter
you are
exercise.
3 for
The
3.
step
Sounds good.
Bravo. Okay, so I'll stop sharing. So the videos are lined up 1, 2, 3, as you suggested. That's
Well, now
great.
you got to click back over on your laughter therapy, or actually click on the middle one, the second one, and then go back to your first one. And now you're back in sequence again.
Awesome. So I'll stop sharing. So good. So I'll just pivot between the PowerPoint and the videos. All of that, my piece is about 15 minutes. Then we'll turn it over to David, and then if we have time, if there's dead time at the end, we can practice laughter yoga if we want, but we can see with the group. If it's a small group, we can see what they want to do. How's that
All
sound?
right. Sounds
Okay, great.
perfect.
Good. I'll stop sharing then. Thank you. And the other thing is, let's see, we're going to record, and I'll tell people, or maybe together we can, about the speaker view when he comes on, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Good, good. Is there anything else? Oh, and you had suggested I let them know that there'll be a follow-up email and it will come from Aging News. So
Correct.
good, good.
And if they can, make that a safe email for their system, then they'll be able to get future workshop reminders as well. Because most people, I think, signed up for across the board, the whole
Okay,
series.
great. Very good. And we're waiting for Vishnu and David, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good, good.
So you've had experience with MailChimp at other positions, and you battle the same issues.
Forever. I mean, this goes back almost, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years. Yeah. And my sister uses it. She's a director for 2 art galleries and they use it. It's just really, so she actually has to let people know verbally, like phone calls and things, that it's coming, check your spam. So it's really stunning.
Yeah, of all the systems out there, I was a little disappointed that this was the one that the county picked, but they say it's the safest one. It doesn't have to be the
Yeah.
best, just the safest. But
Yeah.
because you can't make attachments to it, it's just so limited. But it is what it is, and we'll do the best we can. I
Right.
think, learning from this, we should, on the confirmation email that comes out from WUFU, we should say add aging news at baltimorecountymd.gov to one of your safe emails, as that will be how you'll get your reminders and, future updates for this meeting.
Great. And let them
Yeah.
know to check their spam. Like, when Roberta contacted me this morning and then James called, I told them both to check spam and the Aging News. So yeah, I think once we do that, now I'm used to checking my spam because of
Mhm.
this experience. So it just becomes a new habitual ritual,
A new step.
a new step, a workaround. But thanks for your patience as we worked with those folks this morning and others. Yeah.
That's a given. We do the best we can.
Wow.
I called James and he was not able to talk at the time. He said he was in his car. So
Yeah.
he said when he got to his computer and if he needed help, if he couldn't find the spam, he would call me back. So I have
Okay,
not
great.
heard back from him, so I'm not sure what that means, but I did follow up with him.
Great. Thank you.
I think I'm going to text Vishnu to see if she's there and if they're having challenges, because I thought we'd see them by now. Vishnu's not answering me at this moment. I let her know that the session's open as soon as she and David can to log in and test his sound and the view.
Great, thank you. Yeah, he and I did a dry run a few weeks ago, and it seemed to be working pretty well. He used headphones, and I made suggestions regarding the laptop, the camera, just to make sure we could see his hands and all this.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks. Hi, Anne-Marie, Diane. Who else? Hello, hello.
Now everybody at 10:45 should have gotten the last 15-minute reminder. So did everyone see that pop up on their emails? Really?
I don't know if it's that helpful or not, but if they do have technical difficulties, we might text her and let her know that at least for the first 15 minutes, they'll have a buffer. Because I'll be doing an intro.
She just said she's there and she's trying to set up. She should be logging in soon. So
Oh, awesome. Okay, great.
Hold on a second. They're not able to see us. Give it a second.
Vishu, now we can see, your name is on the screen. There you are.
Yeah.
Well, but it's,
Do you want to fetch your script?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I pretty much know it by heart.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I will try to position this to the best position. Hi, can you guys see me?
Yes.
Hi. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
I cannot hear any one of you.
Yeah, we can hear
I
you.
don't hear you, Ethel.
You can't hear me at all?
1 second. Yeah, no.
How about now?
Can you say something?
Can you hear us?
Oh. Okay. I did hear, I think. Speaker is really low, but I turned it off. I turned it on to max. Can you say
Perfect.
something?
Hopefully you can hear me at this point.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we have his headphones connected. Can you say something?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay, yes, I can hear. And
Wonderful.
can everyone else hear me?
Very clear.
Very clear.
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
So the meeting is on,
Okay.
and you said you would like to take the headphones on. Let's do a little.
Yeah, that's what that way everybody.
Okay, go ahead. Let's put it on.
Right.
Volume should be on, and they
Okay. So
can already hear you.
okay. So I think
How
what
would you like the camera positioned?
okay
You
that
would show.
to show my hands.
You want to show your hands?
Okay. Now there's no need
Show all
to.
this.
That's correct.
So
Okay.
I personally feel that if I have to show your hands,
Yeah.
then I think it would be best if I did through my phone.
Oh, sure. Whatever you recommend.
Or how far does this wire go? The charging wire. Because then I'll have to hold the laptop.
Okay. Now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What I was doing, I was putting some of my albums.
Right.
The feedback I received when I did a practice
Mhm.
is that perhaps the laptop should be up a little bit higher, so then folks could see my
See.
hands better. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And if that was something, just sorry guys, just
No. No.
just hang in there with me as I try different things and
Now you see that
spin things around.
that box would be too big. Is that accurate?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I feel personally, let me see if I can flip this camera here. Because I know if I did it through the phone. Can I flip the camera on WebEx?
Yeah, sure.
Second. Okay, I don't see that happening.
Okay. Now I have WebEx on the home screen.
Right. I would feel very comfortable in terms of if I did this. Let me join in 1 second. Let's join in here. Join meeting. Oh, you are invited. Accepted.
Okay. Okay, because we are entered in the meeting.
You are in the meeting
Right,
through your laptop.
right,
I'm trying to connect it through my phone as well.
right.
because if the video quality and stuff comes easy, and it's easy for me to move like this, just do your hand and
Right.
focus,
Okay.
compared to trying to focus from the laptop.
Whatever you recommend.
So if you
Sure.
are comfortable, because I want to make sure we do what you're most comfortable with.
Absolutely
So-
great. Now, when I have been practicing,
Right.
okay, because there's really no need for people to see all this. As a matter of fact,
Because on the laptop, they do see all of that right now.
okay,
Carol Ann Beauregard.
okay.
Has
So,
joined the meeting.
so would it be helpful for me to raise the laptop some when I've done?
Hey, Dave.
Hi.
Vishnu, I just want you to know that we cannot hear you in case you have any questions for us, just to let you know.
Yeah, I kind of muted a little bit, so
Very good.
we can.
Yeah, I have my headset on now.
We're just give us like 2 minutes here to get our final setup confirmed. And I'll unmute at that point. And I'm gonna
Sounds great. Thanks.
phone as well.
I'm having trouble getting in. I can only get in by the phone. I hit this link here and it's not allowing me to get into the call.
Can you give us a call at 410-887-2002?
Wait a minute. 410.
887-2002, and we'd be happy to help you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Carol Ann Beauregard.
Has left the meeting.
Hi, everyone. I just want to welcome you and ask you to hang on a few minutes. We're still setting up, so thank you for your patience.
has joined the meeting. Has left the meeting.
Hi, everyone. For those of you who are just joining, we are delayed a few minutes, still setting up. So thank you for your patience. And we have a great program ahead. So thank you. Hi, everyone. I think that we should start. We have an introductory segment, and then we actually have the presenter, clown and magician David Felsenberg. So he is still setting up. There's some technical difficulties. So if it's okay with you, we'll go ahead with part one because I want to honor your time, and you've made a great commitment to join us today. And then after about 10 or 15 minutes of the introductory piece, we'll see where he's at. How does that sound? Yes. So welcome, welcome, everyone. I am Emily Kearns, the coordinator of Dementia Friendly Baltimore County, but this is a full team effort. This is the kickoff of the Spring Series, Living Creatively with Dementia. This is the first.
Oh, there it is. Hello?
And, hi. We're just starting. If you could mute your microphone, please, those of you who have just joined. So I'm going to start by sharing
Has joined the meeting.
by sharing my screen, and we'll begin. Can everyone see the screen? If I can just have a thumbs up. Great, thank you. All right, so as I said, welcome, welcome to Humor and Living with Dementia. Our presenter is David Felsenberg, and This will be the majority of the session, but I'm starting with an introduction. So he is still setting up. So we're going to go ahead with the early framing piece. So just so you know where we're headed today, today's flow is, welcoming and introducing the program. We will put David's presentation within a national context. What's happening out there in terms of humor and magic and clowning. We will then move to David's demonstration, which is the key part of all of these sessions in the 4-part series. We'll then open it up to a discussion. So if you have questions, please, keep note of those questions throughout his demonstration, and afterwards we'll have hopefully a very engaging conversation about humor and magic. If we have time, we will actually do some practice of laughter yoga, and you'll learn more about that. And we'll wrap up and talk about what's next in the series. Again, if you don't mind keeping your microphone muted, unless you have a question toward the end at the discussion segment. A couple suggestions for today's best viewing of this session. You might want to put it on speaker view if you know how to do that. You have on most computers up in the right-hand corner, gallery view, and you can choose speaker view. This is especially important when David presents, but we will remind you once again when we get to that part of today's workshop. Also, I would like you to know that we will be sending out a follow-up email, and we are using MailChimp. The county is using MailChimp now. So when you receive our emails for this segment and the follow-up for this specific workshop, it will come from Aging News at baltimorecounty.md.gov. So that may be a little confusing. The other thing with MailChimp is sometimes it goes into your spam folder. So please check your spam. If you receive something from Aging News, it is not a hacker. It is indeed us. So also be sure to save that, make it safe, this email address, so that your system recognizes it for the future programs. All right. Having said that, let's go ahead. So as I said, this is a spring series, and it is a collaboration between the Dementia Friendly Baltimore County, housed in Baltimore County's Department of Aging, and also the Alzheimer's Association and Johns Hopkins. So this is the first in 4 series. We are attempting to reframe the whole discussion and narrative around dementia. Without being Disney about it, we want to acknowledge, of course, the challenges and indeed the suffering, but we also want to move beyond this tragedy narrative that usually depicts late stages, almost toward death, as the norm for living with dementia. The national advocates say, between diagnosis and passing, there's a lot of good living to be done. And that's what this series is about, reframing those good years living with dementia. How can we engage more purposefully, more creatively with one another as we adjust to the challenges of living with the diseases manifesting as dementia. So later you will receive emails if you've registered for this series. The next one will be focusing on music. That's April 27th. The one following is May 25th, focusing on Lego play. And the final one will be June 29th, looking at arts. All of these are aimed to increase our toolbox so that we can care for ourselves and support our loved ones better, more creatively, and have fun. So let's start with humor and health, because that's the focus today. There are actually programs beyond our borders, even in Australia, called Elder Clowns programs, where staff are trained as I see a typo, laughter bosses. And this was a research study where laughter bosses were trained in 35 nursing homes, and they provided 9 to 12 weeks of humor therapy sessions. And they found, again, this is research, so the significance is really important. They found that the laughter bosses and the humor therapy actually significantly reduced the agitation of those living with dementia. So, not only do we want to have fun today, but we also want to consider the physical impact of humor, laughter, and teaching our bodies, how to experience joy. So I thought we would start as we look at the broader context for David's presentation with a video that depicts these elder clowns, these laughter bosses, actually in motion. So bear with me. I'm going to stop sharing this PowerPoint and I will pull up that video. And it's short. These are all the videos shown today are only 4 or 5 minutes. Can you all see this video, the small box? Can I have a thumbs up? Okay, great. Here we go.
We were concerned about the quality of life of residents in nursing homes and their high levels of depression and high levels of social isolation and loneliness of people in nursing homes, and we wanted to address these problems. We found that the level of agitation in the chemotherapy group decreased significantly over the 12 weeks of the study and stayed low at 26 weeks compared to controls. This is about a 20% on average decrease.
Do you think I should have it in plaits? Actually, you'd look nicer with it.
The chemotherapy consisted of a clown doctor specifically trained to work with elders in nursing homes, visiting the home for 2 hours each week for 12 weeks. As well as that, we trained one volunteer from each of the homes to be the laughter boss. The laughter boss was someone who carried through the humour into everyday practice and encouraged the other staff at the home to do so.
I think humour provokes the playful self, and that is that you're using humour to provoke them into a response and to play back and to make a contribution. It's that lovely quote by Dr. Stuart Brown, it's the stick that stirs the drink, so to speak, humour and play. And so you're stirring them up to give a response coming from the heart. Once they know you're genuinely there for them, you're not putting them down, you're just teasing them ever so slightly.
Somewhere else. All right, now, Norma, you say, "Oh, help me, help me, help me. I can't pay the rent. Who will save me?"
I'll have to get an agent now.
A high proportion of residents in nursing homes have dementia, and agitation is one of the symptoms of dementia. And we think it's partly because they can't express themselves very well, so you don't know what their needs are, if they're hungry or thirsty or in pain.
Some of the people could not be understood on an intellectual level, like they were speaking gibberish, but it's amazing in that gibberish that emotionally they were really telling you how they were feeling. I would respond in a way, speaking the same language back to them. It's an old-fashioned approach that commedia dell'arte companies would use when they were travelling through foreign countries. So they didn't have to really speak dialogue. They were going, and so all these sounds and words and gesture I could use to communicate back and forth with them, and we would go places that were just phenomenal.
Behind the dementia, there's a real person. There's a person with a past, with loves, with likes, with taste, with passions for different things. And dementia doesn't just wipe out the person completely, memory. It's like the erosion of different parts of the brain. But there are islands, even whole continents of brain, which are still there. And the skill is trying to tap into those.
Right, so I've got this flock of sheep in my back garden.
Deep respect and a great knowledge of who they are. You know, they could be, you know, worked as a wool classer, and so you get that background, whether they married, how many children they had, where they grew up, all of that, the family story. Like, I remember your daughter saying that you ended up putting a frog in her sleeping bag when you went on holiday down at Rosebud. Who told you that? You know, that kind of stuff.
When we looked at the people, they were often sitting mute, apathetic, but when we engaged them in their activities, they came to life. They started smiling, they started interacting, they took part in theatrical performances, they played this mock game of tennis. An English teacher listened to poetry being read, and you could see this beatific smile spread across her face.
What would you do now you're in charge of the world?
Oh, not you, Al.
Oh, thanks, that's me gone.
Well, I'd like humour therapy to become a mainstream psychosocial intervention in nursing homes, the way that we would use massage or music therapy or aromatherapy now. Yeah, so I'd like it to become part of the arsenal in how we tackle challenging behaviours in residential aged care.
If they're enjoying themselves more, their transition into the next world is going to be more relaxed, more calm, and more centred. They'll be carrying less angst, less baggage, I think. So I see it in the sense as a bit of a peripheral midwifery role. You know? I think as you need help to get into this world, you need a lot of help to get out gently and with love and compassion and empathy.
So let me stop sharing that and return back. Whoops. All right. And now I will return to the PowerPoint. Can you all see the PowerPoint now? You could just give a thumbs up. Awesome, thank you, great. So that was Sydney, Australia, but clearly all around the world, we're starting to see different humor programs. And I want to also interject that with the reminder, with the email, the thank you email, sorry, you will see a link to a PDF we've put together, fact sheet and resources. So whatever you're seeing here that we're talking about is also, the links are there in this fact sheet. The fact sheet looks at other research articles, additional videos, and some programs. So here today, we're just highlighting some. So look for that fact sheet as well. Jumped ahead here. Okay, so we've looked at the elder clowns. We've learned from the laughter bosses. The second thing that I wanted to introduce us to is laughter yoga. Maybe you've heard of it. Dr. Madan Kataria in 1995 in India, in his health journal, Laughter, the Best Medicine, introduced us to this concept of laughter yoga. And he's actually written a book, you can see it here, called Laughter Yoga Daily Practices for Health and Happiness. And that is listed also in the resource sheet. It has a foreword by Dr. Andrew Weil. Maybe you've heard of him. He's all, about well-being and health and natural ways to accomplish that. But as I said, there are sciences behind the physical and mental benefits of laughter yoga. And basically, it's used as a form of exercise that fakes our body into believing it's really happy. So later, if we have time today, we'll actually practice together if you want. But it's quite simple. You start laughing individually and as a group. In a group, it's really hysterical. And even if you don't feel like it, you start laughing and clapping, and it's contagious. And your body actually believes physiologically that it is happy. So it's used as a form of exercise, promoting interpersonal skills. So usually you do it in a group. It cultivates positivity, and it's been proven to actually help strengthen immunity. So this is quite remarkable, right? It especially helps too with mental health, which we know a lot of folks living with dementia also live with depression and anxiety. So let me show a brief video. Again, I will stop sharing this screen and I will pull up the second and last video before we then turn to David. But let me stop sharing this. And pull up our second. Can you all see this video on the screen, the small box?
We can.
Great, thank you. I will make it a full screen and we'll start. Again, this is short, less than 5 minutes.
At laughter yoga classes where people who take this class say it reduces stress and relieves pain. Watch.
In laughter yoga, we come together in a group and we generate laughter as a form of exercise. We make eye contact with other people and engage in playful exercises. Very good, yay! It's called laughter yoga because of the diaphragmatic breathing that takes place. When we laugh, it's a full inhalation and a full exhalation.
Laughing is good exercise. You feel it from the bottom of your diaphragm up. It really lifted my spirits in ways that I had not anticipated.
Ooh!
It feels good to laugh because you get a change in the uptake of the naturally circulating endorphins, and those are the body's painkillers, and you actually get a measurable increase in your ability to tolerate pain.
Laughter yoga definitely helps me to manage stress better. I'm more open to solutions coming to me because I'm in this relaxed space.
Over a longer time scale, you get a decrease in cortisol, and cortisol is a stress hormone. When you laugh, you feel better, you're more relaxed, and you become less stressed.
Breathe in, stretch up. I do think laughter is the best medicine. Science shows us it is, and I've experienced it in my own life.
Great, now let me stop sharing this one. That was just an introduction to this laughter yoga. But again, there's science behind it. Are we back together now? Yes, wonderful. All right, now let me switch back, and forgive me for this toggling, but I think it's helpful to keep us tracking. Can you see my PowerPoint once again? Yes, wonderful. So here is the laughter yoga. Now there's some other programs, and we won't do a deeper dive today, but there's one called Laughter on Call, for example. In 2018, after noticing that her mother became depressed, facing Alzheimer's, founder and CEO Danny Klein Modisette had the idea of hiring a professional comedian to cheer up her mother, and it worked. So she actually started this companion in-home laughter program, and there's a link there, but also it will be on your resource and fact sheet. Meet the Clown Doctors. There's another link that also is on your sheet. So David's work is well situated within this broader context of using humor with some science behind it, showing its effectiveness. So why does it work? Some reflections. First of all, humor and magic, and you'll see the magic tricks in just a moment, they create a moment apart, right, from the daily routine, a moment that slows us down so we pay close attention. We need to attend to get the joke, right, to actually see the magic. The humor and the magic reconnects us. It helps us remember our original relationship. So often, both my parents lived with and passed with dementia, and so often our relationship was no longer, adult child to parent. It was really around managing the diagnosis and the disease. And humor and magic, and as you'll see with David, really reconnects us so that as care partners, we can play together. Humor and magic requires presence, is focus. We literally present differently to one another. It reminds us to play. Anthropologists say this is a universal need and also a universal capacity for all of us, all humans across cultures, is this need to play. And, living with a disease becomes so serious, right, and medicalized that we forget that component. of our well-being. Um, and as I said about the laughter yoga, humor and magic and laughing actually tricks the body into experiencing joy and happiness until it becomes real. And you heard from the testimony there on the CNN piece, the endorphins actually kick in. And you also heard that things like laughter yoga reminds us to breathe. Our oxygen needs our cells, need the oxygen for brain health, for whole being health, and something like laughter yoga, but also you saw in the nursing home folks laughing, that actually oxidizes our cells. All right, so are we ready for David? Yes, Ethel's nodding. Wonderful. So it is my delight to present our main our main presenter today, David Felsenberg. So he has been a professional clown, Bubbles the Clown, for 36 years. There's a great article about he and his wife, and the link is here, but it's also in the resource page. He has been the founder and executive director of a nonprofit called It's All About the Kids Education Organization since 2009. He's entertained using magic and balloon sculptures for the young at heart at many venues throughout the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area. His wonderful wife, who I've had the honor of meeting, Janice. Hi, Janice, if you're there. She's worked with him, providing face painting for, as he says, adoring youngsters and all those young at heart. What's been his impact in their work together? He's presented literacy programs in his clown persona. Children as young as 3 years old have learned valuable lessons while they've had fun and participated in the presentations. And his innovative projects have been presented at public schools, Head Start centers, Judy centers, child care centers, and other learning venues, primarily in low to moderate income Baltimore area communities. So it is my delight to stop sharing my screen and to open it up for David and Janice, if you're there. And we also give a special shout out to Vishnu and Ethel for supporting this from BCBA in terms of technical support. And again, just a reminder to try to set your view preference to speaker view. And that way you'll be able to see his humor and magic more easily. So I will stop sharing now.
We're unmuted, so you can start talking.
Okay.
You can start.
Okay. Emily, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who is attending this humor workshop. I just had one question at the beginning, Emily. I know there are a lot of wonderful people who are invited. And I just wanted to ask, have Chris Rock and Will Smith been invited to this? That was a joke. That was a joke, Emily. It is a humor workshop, you know. Okay. So what I will be starting with is the power of humor in caregiving. We will be using easy to do magic tricks and innovative ways to engage with and to have fun with our loved ones living with dementia. I'd like to start the program with the clown's prayer. As I stumble through this life, help me to create more laughter than tears, dispense more happiness than gloom, spread more cheer than despair. Never let me become so indifferent that I will fail to see the wonder in the eyes of a child or the twinkle in the eyes of the aged. Never let me forget that my total effort is to cheer people, make them happy, and to help them forget, at least temporarily, any unpleasantness in their lives. Now, my wife Janice and I will explore examples of humor in our daily lives a little bit later. First, we thought it might be helpful to give a little idea about us, building on what Emily has mentioned. We are David and Janice Felsenberg. We met when we worked at a nursing home in Baltimore County. I was an administrator and Janice was the dietary manager. Janice grew up on a farm in southern Pennsylvania, just north of Baltimore County. So if you go north on Route 83, go into Pennsylvania, then you would find her farm. As a child, Janice's mother asked her which task she wanted to do, either feed the chickens or help to cook meals. Well, that was an easy choice. It was the first step to Janice becoming a professional cook. It beat feeding the chickens. She has always enjoyed cooking and baking to make people happy. Janice owned and operated a diner in the town where she grew up. Then she was attracted to serving nutritious meals to residents in nursing homes, which she did for many years. Now, Janice was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in 2015. Also, this remarkable woman is a breast cancer survivor of 25 years. So when I say she's a remarkable woman, she certainly is. I am Janice's 24/7 caregiver. I make certain that I get respite. I belong to several excellent support groups, and I continue to learn in various workshops about how to be a good caregiver. Also, I'm pleased and proud to participate in the Department of Aging's Dementia Friendly Baltimore County initiative. My career was as a development director, raising funds in the healthcare field. I was raising money for a pediatric hospital in the Washington area, raising funds so the nonprofit I was working for could help nursing schools make scholarships available to nursing students, and to assist pharmacy schools with funding so that they could make scholarships available to PharmD students. I began my work as a clown part-time. In 2006, I decided to do what I felt passionately about, which was clowning on a full-time basis. At our shows, I would perform magic tricks and make balloon sculptures, and Janice would paint the children's faces. So it was a win-win situation whereby we worked together, we had fun together, and organizers of events, parents of children, were pleased to see a husband and wife team. So we just had a great time together doing what we loved. Now, with your help, and I'd like to emphasize, please, that all of my programs are participatory programs. So I cannot make the magic work by myself. I would ask each one of you to kindly help me when I am doing magic. The idea is for you to be able to use items that you have around the house or could buy inexpensively to do easy magic tricks. My goal is to use the art form of magic and clowning as vehicles for you, the caregiver, to have fun. And this will be running throughout this entire program, to have fun with your loved one and to make both of you happy. So, what makes magic fun? I'm going to take a magic wand. So, what makes magic fun is the element of surprise. You expect one thing to happen and something else happens. Also, you are doing things out of the ordinary, and also you're exaggerating things. So, if I show you a magic wand, well, the expectation when you see a magic show is that you will see the helper take the magic wand and then you'll begin doing the magic. However, what would happen if you would see a magic wand and the magic wand would turn into a feather duster? So it was unexpected and it was cute. So it's whatever is not something that you would expect, something that is out of the ordinary. So we'll begin with some easy to do magic tricks. And what I am going to do, first I will use the professional equipment that Janice and I used in doing magic shows. So the general principle is you have a large pan, then you have a smaller pan, and you have a top that goes over both pans. Then, what we are going to do for this trick, and any store you go into, such as the dollar store, anywhere else, you see pictures and bunnies, chocolate bunnies everywhere. So, thought for the first trick. Also, Janice and I have a real rabbit. Janice loves rabbits. So, for the first trick, I thought I would give her one of those plush bunnies. So, also, I'd like to emphasize that when you are doing magic, you're having fun with your loved one, that an important part of the magic is not only doing the trick and having the unexpected event happen, but also the banter. You're having fun together, so that showing a trick in and of itself is nice, it's fun, but the repartee between you and your loved one, you and the audience, is very important. So, in the larger pan, I will put the item that I will have, that we will turn into another item. So what I did is I took a picture of a rabbit. Okay, it's that time of year. Janice loves rabbits. And so I put this at the bottom of the pan and I say to Janice, well, do you remember we were in the store and we saw all of those beautiful plush bunnies? And you said you really liked one. It was cute, it was cuddly. Well, you know what I did? As a surprise, I bought you one of those beautiful plush bunnies. Look, Janice, isn't that beautiful? So, of course, her reaction or your loved one's reaction would be, no, that's not a plush bunny. That's a picture of a rabbit. Oh no. Oh no. I'm sure I bought a picture of the bunny that you would cuddle, that you would really enjoy. I don't know. How are we going to turn that picture of a bunny rabbit into a beautiful plush bunny? So Janice thinks, or the audience thinks, how about magic? So, and we act real surprised as the presenter. So let's see, what should we do? We have the large pan that has the picture of the bunny. We take the smaller pan, and this is the same basic concept that we are using for the other some of the other magic tricks, and one that I will show you in a moment that you can do with everyday items at home. So here is the plush bunny rabbit, and that is what you want to produce. You want to surprise your loved one with the plush bunny. So what you do is you put the plush bunny right inside the smaller pan. You put this smaller pan inside the larger pan. And as you recall, we have the picture of the rabbit inside. The plush bunny, or the smaller pan, goes inside. Then we have our top, and that top
has left the meeting.
That top goes right over. Now, we need two other things that are essential for every single magic trick. Now, one thing we need is a magic wand. Okay, so Janice is sitting here, and I'm going to ask her to please wave the magic wand. Janice, would you please wave it? Excellent. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned that I like my programs. I find it's a lot of fun when people participate in the program. And as I say, you're my helpers because I cannot do the magic myself. So I will ask you, please, and you can say it loudly, you can say it softly, if you would please say as the magic words, the name of a person for whom you are caring or for whom you have cared in the past. So when I count to three, and every single magic trick, please. 1, 2, 3. Janice.
Right.
Excellent. And
After my training, I have another meeting, then I'll try.
Okay, please remember. Say it, then the magic may not work. And don't blame it on me. Okay, so here we go. We wave the magic wand, and you all were kind enough to say the magic words, and we take the cover off, and magically we have the plush bunny, and we give the bunny to our loved one. Janice, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Yes, she really enjoys it. And then your loved one would probably like to cuddle it and hold it. And certainly you have the element of surprise. So while your loved one is holding that, you can show your loved one that the pan is totally empty. And I always praise Janice and would encourage you to praise your loved one. Your loved one made the magic work. So if you want, you are showing the empty pan. If you want, you can take out the picture of the rabbit and then show the larger pan. If you want to show your loved one, there's no picture of the rabbit. However, that is totally optional. And the picture of the rabbit is so small that you could probably just put it aside and no one would be the wiser. So those are the basic principles for doing magic tricks, easy to do magic tricks at home. Of course, there are many, many other tricks, but this is the basic concept for doing some fun things at home. Okay, now I will take a few items that you have around the house most likely. And in this case, there is a mixing bowl. That's a large mixing bowl. So this will be our large container. So the same principle applies as we used in the previous trick. So Janice, what I did, I thought it'd be a very nice surprise if I brought you a bouquet of flowers. It's springtime. It's beautiful. Would you like a bouquet of flowers?
Yes.
Okay. So here is a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that?
I don't see any flowers.
You don't. What? What's wrong?
I don't see flowers.
What's in the bowl? What's there?
Nothing in there.
Wait a second. There's something in there. Wait a second. It's a packet of seeds. There's.
Okay.
Well, should we grow those? Huh?
You should plant them.
Plant them. But wait a second. We have all these nice people and they want to see this beautiful bouquet. But if we took it out in the garden, plus, the weather is still a little bit cold. So how can we do this? Have this beautiful bouquet right here and grow them pretty quickly. What do you think we should do?
Magic.
Ooh, magic. Wonderful. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Janice, we're going to take this empty bowl, take our packet seeds, then, there are 4 things that a gardener must use if he or she is planting flowers or vegetables. So we need air. Of course, air is all around us. Water. All living things need water. Put that inside. Oh, we need soil. Of course, we need to plant the seeds in soil. Then we must have sunlight. Okay, so we put the sunlight, and I think we have all the ingredients. Is that right? Does that sound okay?
You have the seeds.
Right, the seeds. we have all 4 ingredients, all 4 things that we need. Okay, but wait a second, something is missing. What is missing? Did you say magic?
Magic.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where, without your loved one knowing, of course, you would do this, beforehand. You would take your small container. In this case, we have a mixing bowl around the house. I just am using this tub of margarine, which we have around the house, and we do have a top. So what I do is I put the bouquet of flowers, the dollar store, very inexpensively, of course. Then the same principle as the other trick, we will have what we want to produce hidden inside this smaller container. Now we put it top on. Then we put the container that has the hidden flowers. We put that inside. Now, in this case, the tub of margarine is really large enough that it covers the packet of seeds so that your loved one really wouldn't see that. Now, what do we need to do, Janice, my dear?
Magic.
Magic, excellent. Ladies, gentlemen, I need every single person say the magic words, please. 1, 2, 3. Janice.
Magic.
Oh, good. I think I heard every person. Okay, that was very good. Now, what we do is we take our top. Okay, now we're going to take the entire smaller container. Now, we are going to put the bowl, which has the seeds, we'll put them aside, out of view of our loved ones, or again, the packet of seeds is quite small, so you could put it, behind you, or you could even put it in your pocket. So we'll put that aside, and you take off the cover, and what do we have? Janice, what do you have for springtime? A beautiful bouquet of flowers. And ladies and gentlemen, we show our loved ones that they planted the seeds and magically made the flowers grow. And the only reason why that worked is because your loved ones made the magic work. Your loved one is the star of the show. So we'll put that aside right now. And okay, I'll put this right over here. Now, the next magic trick will be particularly easy. So I am going to take a bag. It can be a little bit smaller, but I like this large bag, and it's reusable when we go grocery shopping. As I was mentioning earlier, Janice really, really likes rabbits. Okay. Ah, excellent. Okay. Janice has a beautiful string of bunny rabbits. Isn't that pretty?
Beautiful.
Okay. Because I found this at this store and I thought it'd be kind of cute. Now, one of the ways, because Janice and I are playful, and I'll get, we'll talk more about this a little bit later in the program. Janice and I are naturally playful with each other. We just have fun. And one of the ways that we have fun is that when I surprise her, I give her a box of candy, especially a pint of chocolate ice cream, and could give her some flowers. Then the game that we play, and she knows the way we do it. Okay, Janice, if I give you a surprise, what do we do? What's the first thing you need to do? You close your eyes, and what else? You hold
out my hand.
You hold out your hands. So Janice closes her eyes, holds out her hands. Okay. And our expert, Vishnu, would you hand that kindly to Janice? Okay, we still have our empty bag right here. Janice, would you be kind enough to move over here, please? Okay. And would you be good enough into this empty bag? Put the very small ribbon of bunny rabbits. Okay. So what do we have to do? What would be kind of fun to do now? What do you think? Magic. Magic. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't need to tell you, you're a very intelligent group of people. What are the magic words, please? 1, 2, 3. Janice.
Did you have a bottle?
Excellent. Okay. So let's see what happened. Janice, would you up for a second? Look at this. Oh, look at what happened. Okay. Janice, would you yes, yes. Okay, let's show off the nice people. Look, oh, hold it on the end. Hold it. Oh my goodness. I knew that rabbits multiplied, but this is ridiculous. Look at what you did. There were those just tiny strings of rabbits, and look at what you did.
Yes.
Okay, would you come here for 1 second, please? And now you have a beautiful boa, a beautiful decoration that you can wear for springtime. Do you like that?
Oh, beautiful.
All right. It goes right with your outfit. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all your help. Thank you for making the magic work. Now, there is another trick that I would ask you to greatly participate in, to greatly help me with. Janice loves carrots. She likes them because she can feed them to our rabbit. And one of the really nice things that we do together, when we're talking about doing playful things and fun things, this is a rabbit and arts and crafts. This is a carrot that our rabbit would eat. So this is a carrot that we made at home. Is that right?
Right.
Okay. So we thought, oh, Janice likes carrots. Janice always has been such an excellent cook, excellent baker. She's always done this for me. She'd be at work doing wonderful cooking for the residents of the nursing home and come home and feed me delicious meals. Even to this day, she says, "Do you want anything to eat? Are you hungry?" So she's just a natural sweetheart. There's no two ways about that. Now, what I thought would be a good idea is to surprise her and bake a cake. Now, please understand, please, I know you're a very nice group of people and you're very, very empathetic. So, this is the first time I have ever baked a cake. So please beware, be, you know, be, understanding, because I'm going to try to do the best I can. But this is a way of saying thank you to Janice. Okay, so what's the first thing? I went to the store and I bought a box of carrot cake mix. Okay. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that. Look at that. I bought a box of carrot cake mix. It's totally empty. Oh no. It's totally empty. Wait, let me turn the box upside down. Oh, there's a little note in there. David, the joke is on you. Signed, Betty Crocker. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this. However, each of you, as caregivers, or you're in the field of helping caregivers and their loved ones, you know that caregivers have to be adaptable and have to improvise. So, let me give it some thought. What can I do? Okay. Well, let's look on the box. I sure hope Betty Crocker didn't joke around the ingredients. Okay. So first thing, what it says is I need. Okay. So I need a baking pan. Okay. Let's see. Heat the oven to 350 degrees. Okay. So I will put it to 350 degrees, and that is going to preheat for a while. After we make our batter, we will be ready to put it in the pan. Okay, so mix the cake mix. Well, if you gave me the cake mix, I'd mix it. No, okay, we have to be creative here. So, okay, we need a cup of, okay, and we have our mixing bowl. Okay. Then we need to put in some water. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is wonderful. I found this around the house. Baking spray. very fortunate we had that. It's made with vegetable oil, great, and made with flour. That is great. Okay. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It says here on the directions, we need to grease the pan. Janice, do we have any grease around the house?
Elbow grease.
She's a real jokester. You can see we've been working together many years. And this is the way we're playful around. You know, I told you we're just playful. Okay, let me follow her instructions. She is the professional cook, the professional baker. Okay, so I'll use some elbow grease. Okay, now, what's that, Janice? We need more grease. All right, okay. So we'll use some more grease. Okay, is that enough?
That's enough.
Yes. Well, as you know, while we're at it, I'll put in my humorous spoon. Okay, I'll put in my humorous spoon. So, okay. So what else do we need? Okay. Oh, we always need dough. That was left out of the, out of the box. So again, you're excellent caregivers. So we have to improvise. So we'll put in some dough. Okay. Well, all right. I grant you, this will be an expensive cake. And since I have never made a cake before, the chances of it coming out properly are 50-50. Okay, so we'll put that aside. Now, let's see, we also needed vegetable oil. Now, we did use some of the spray which has vegetable oil, but Janice mentioned to me that we need a whole lot more of vegetable oil. I'll use the whole thing. So, okay, what else? What else do we need? Okay, 3 eggs. All right, 3 eggs. Okay, ladies, gentlemen, we need eggs. Okay. Now, it says on the ingredients, not 1, not 2, but exactly 3 eggs. 3 eggs. So, you know what? This is where I think Betty Crocker said, David, the yoke is on you. Yeah, that's what I think she was getting at. So, all right. So we're putting in the ingredients. We've greased the pan. Okay. Oh, we also need to put in, some flour. Okay. We need to put in some flour. So we have that. Okay. So, okay. We put in those ingredients. Okay. So I have a spatula. Okay. So I'm going to mix everything in the bowl. I've got the various ingredients. We're going to mix things up in the bowl. Great. So now, as we remember, we have the oven that is preheated for 350 degrees. So we better get this batter in pretty quickly. Okay, so we are ready for the batter. Okay, I think that batter is all ready. And then, let's see, Oh, that is really very, very hot. So if it's very hot, of course, we have to take it out very carefully. We don't want to burn our hands. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it out with a mitt. Ladies and gentlemen, you do remember we had previously the empty baking pan. Empty. We poured the batter in. Okay, we just took it out of the heated oven. Let's see what happened. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, I really did my level best. I was trying. Oh, what does that look like? Janice, what happened? Cake. But what kind of cake?
Chocolate cake.
No, I know you love chocolate. What cake is it? A carrot cake. And do you know what? Remember I said that this would be a very rich cake? It is, because this is a 24 carat cake. So I think you're really going to enjoy that. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. I want to thank you for helping make the magic work. And I thank you for just being so kind and so gracious. So this concludes the magic part of the program. And I'd like to conclude with the clown's prayer that we began with. As I stumble through this life, help me to create more laughter than tears, dispense more happiness than gloom, spread more cheer than despair. Never let me become so indifferent that I will fail to see the wonder in the eyes of a child or the twinkle in the eyes of the aged. Never let me forget that my total effort is to cheer people, make them happy, and to help them forget, at least temporarily, any unpleasantness in their lives. Now, the next part would be to have some examples of how Janice and I enjoy our playfulness together and how we use magic or just in our everyday life of dealing with dementia. So let me give you one example. And this is totally extemporaneous. And there was a situation where we went out for a drive. I made a wrong turn. And as it turned out, we were in the middle of nowhere. So we were hungry. We were almost out of gas. And it was just, a very bad situation. So finally, our prayers were answered. So we came upon a Shell station and we came upon a McDonald's. So there was a sign and it says, "Eat here, get gas." Um, well, I'm taking some liberties there. However, truly, there was a Shell station, and I know there was a Shell station because I had to shell out so much money for the gas. However, went into the convenience store, which of course was located right next to the gas station. I go in, pay for the gas. The man behind the counter says, "We have Little Debbie's on sale." And as you probably know, Little Debbie's are those little snacks. So the man says, "Well, if you would buy a Little Debbie, we have these on sale." So I said, "Well, actually, I have a little Janice in the car, and if I bought a Little Debbie, I think Janice is going to get quite upset with me." So then the man says, "Well, but we have a sale, and you can buy 3 Little Debbies for $1. And I said, "Well, if I had brought 1 Little Debbie and Janice would get upset, imagine how she would feel if I bought 3 Little Debbies." So I think the man is still behind the counter wondering if he could sell me some Little Debbies. But the point of this story, and actually we were laughing so hard, it wasn't just a guffaw or, we found it amusing. To this day, we couldn't stop laughing. Well, we could stop, or else I wouldn't be able to tell you the story. However, it was just hilarious. So then we went into the McDonald's, and some people were wondering, what are you guys laughing about? We told them, and it was hilarious. So the point is that spontaneously, we turned what was a negative situation with dementia, and it was, not fun at one point, and we turned it on its head and made it not only palatable, but actually a lot of fun. So, and Janice and I are naturally playful and have fun, and it's just spontaneity between the two of us. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if anybody has questions, or Emily, if you prefer, for me to do anything else, by all means, please let me know.
Well, thank you, David. Just let's pause to acknowledge David and Janice and your magic and humor teachings of facilitation. And we want to open it up for discussion. If you have any comments or questions, you could, hey, Janice, good to see you. Wonderful magic today. If you want to put them in the chat room or unmute, the group there's about 25 of us, so you could unmute and start asking if you'd like, or you could put it in the chat and we can read it. Yeah, please feel free to place your questions in the chat. And they can just be comments too about the first part, the introduction, or about David and Janet's humor and life of magic together. Any comments, any questions, or examples of how you use humor and magic in your own life also would be welcome. Here's a question from Frank Green to everyone. Whoops, where'd it go? Where might we find magic tricks that are simple that we can learn? Great question. Thank you, Frank.
Yes, that is a very good question. Now, there used to be a number of magic stores, and they are few and far between, actually. I know that there was one, and actually I looked online before the presentation to see if I could make any suggestions. There was a magic store in Owings Mills, near Owings Mills Boulevard. to my knowledge, they are no longer there. Now, you can always purchase magic tricks online. Now, the difficulty there, if you go to a magic store, close by, then they can demonstrate the magic. If you buy it online, it might be more expensive than if you went to a store. Plus the fact you can't practice the trick. No one is there to actually show you. It wouldn't be like this situation that we did today. And sometimes you don't even, speak to a person. There'll be a picture of an item. So, and most magic tricks are not mass produced. A lot are, but some are not mass produced. So if you do some searching online, you may be able to find some. But as I say, you may even find, I know my niece up in New Jersey just bought a magic package of magic tricks, and that was for people 8 years and older. So exactly where she got that from, I'm not sure, but maybe online. So I would suggest that perhaps if you do a search online, that might be the best approach.
I have some comments here. Lorenzo says this was fun. And then we have D says, good job, Dave.
You're all getting paid to say these things. Thank you very much. We'll settle up later. Thank you very much.
Well, and David, I think you and Janice have a new business opportunity here, teaching magic. If the magic stores are closed, well, then there's an opportunity for the two of you.
Well, that's because I have such a great audience and so many excellent helpers such as yourselves. I don't know if we have if there are any other questions, but there was one thought that if we have a minute or two left, that I thought might be germane to all of us as caregivers. And although this might sound counterintuitive because this has been a magic program, however, ultimately, and I've been doing magic for a while, ultimately, there is no such thing as real magic. What is genuine is the love and caring that we feel for our loved ones. All of the rest is smoke and mirrors.
We have a comment here from Frank, says, I appreciate your sharing and your guidance. I have to work on the bent part. And then I have another
The
comment.
bent part?
Benter part.
Oh, the elbow grease. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it gets a little bit messy. It does. Have a towel with you, but you can get the grease album, from the library. There are a lot. Just use your imagination. It's great fun.
Yeah, we have some people say, thank you for this. Thank you. This has me excited to look into this all. People have enjoyed your presentation.
Well, thank you so very much. And I couldn't do it without you. I mean that very sincerely.
Well, David and Janice, once again, on behalf of the whole group, thank you very much. And we're inspired to try this. And I just love your closing, which I think is so important. It really is the heartfelt connection that matters most. And you've demonstrated that beautifully. And everyone, thank you. And also look for that follow-up email. We would love feedback. What worked well, what could be strengthened. This is the beginning of the 4-part series, and we can't do it without you. So it will come in again as aging news at baltimorecountymd.gov. And we hope you can join us. The next one, as I said, is April 27th, same time, same place. You will meet and hear from Ileana Kadushin, and the focus will be on stories and music, and again, increasing our toolbox for meaningful engagement and fun. So you have a good day, and any last words, David?
My last words are thank you, thank you, thank you to each and every one of you. And I want to especially thank you, Emily, for being a mentor and for helping us with the Baltimore County initiative for leadership, Baltimore, Dementia Friendly Baltimore County, and to the Department of Aging. I have benefited from many of the classes and continue to do so. So I want to thank all of you quite sincerely. Thank you very much.
Can I ask you a quick question,
please?
Okay. Hi, this is Lorenzo. That prayer that you said, how can I get a copy of it? Because I actually like it.
Well, you can, well, for one thing, I could scan it in my computer and send it to you. There is a version of it online. However, the original version has an ecumenical aspect to it. I mean, it's called the Clown's Prayer. I have chosen to alter it somewhat so that the ecumenical, so that there's no religious overtones. The idea being that, to make a person's, life more enjoyable and so forth. So, yes, you can find it on the internet. Just type in Clown's Prayer. And again, I have altered it somewhat, not the basic meaning. Or I'd be more than happy to scan it in, the version that I read, and then, email that to you. I'd be more than happy to do that.
I would appreciate it very much. Thank you.
I would appreciate.
Yes, my pleasure.
I'll just say, if anyone wants that, you could email us, Dementia Friendly at baltimorecountymd.gov, and we can connect with David and get a copy to you in an email attachment going forward. And also in that follow-up email, you will receive the fact sheet and resources. And don't forget, there's a link to that wonderful article about David and Janice. So once again, thank you all. See you in 1 month. And big shout out to Ethel and Vishnu to making this so as well, to supporting us.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.